I know Hollywood has had its highlight moment this week, we'll say, but one continued narrative that has been a highlight all year has been the performance of the Lakers. Now, this gives me an opportunity to dive into not just the beginning, not just the middle, or the end. Because if we are talking about people that maybe need a slight little slap across the face, maybe it might be the urgency of the Lakers. But I'm excited. To say why I'm excited, because this could be the last time we watch the Lakers on primetime TV this year if they don't get their act together. So this weekend, we will have the Lakers on prime time as they host, of course, the Denver Nuggets, and they get themselves ready to get themselves prepared for potentially the play-in. The only problem is I don't believe they will make the play-in. And that's just only because I look back, 18 months is a long time, right? 18 months ago, they were lifting the Larry O'B trophy, and they were saying that they are the greatest franchise and they wanted their respect, is what they said. Well, they've arguably been quite disrespectful in some of the performances we've seen this year. And BJ, how do you feel about the take that the Lakers will not make the play-in this year?
You know what, JD? It seems like the Lakers, they just keep coming around. Like, we got to keep talking about the Lakers. You know what, JD? You are the voice of reason here on the show. The rest of us, we may say anything. JD, somebody said on the show here, I don't know who said it, that the Lakers were going to win the championship this year. Now, JD, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you, JD. JD, who said that, JD? Just you and I talking, what? JD.
I know we have a lot of takes. We have a lot of games to cover. I arguably watch about 6 or 7 games a night. Do you know what I mean? We cover so much basketball. Things get convoluted. Right. Do you know what I mean? It's as they say, it's a fluid conversation, right? Some people can make suggestions that Ben Simmons is going to be the best player of all time. Some people can make suggestions that Andre Drummond's going to be the savior. I'm not dragging anybody out. I'm just saying to you,
I'm going to tell you this.
Wild segments on these shows.
I'll tell you this, and this will clear it up for everyone.
I'm going down.
There is a
I'm bringing everybody with me.
I'll clear it up for everyone.
I'm bringing everybody with me.
I will clear it up.
I'm going down. I'm bringing everybody with me. I got receipts.
JD, there is a thin line. There is a line between genius and insanity. Sometimes you get the genius, and sometimes you get the insanity. And when I said the Lakers are coming out the West, I was on the insanity side of the line. I don't know what I was thinking. I lost my damn mind at the start of the season. I thought we were going to see triple-double Westbrook coming and saving them, but I was wrong. I'm going to hold my hands up to it. I was wrong. I was on the wrong side of that line. Usually you get the genius. I was on the insanity side of that line that time. I'm not even gonna lie to you because we just got to get that out of the way. Because I know that take is going to come back to haunt me. Old takes exposed. The Lakers coming out the West. Yeah, I know. I remember saying it. I remember. But I'll tell you this.
We got receipts.
We all make mistakes.
Thanks, JD. JD, thank you. I just couldn't remember. I couldn't remember who said that. Oh, man, that was a great take. That was a great take.
82 games is a long season, and sometimes it can get hard. You know, I mean, we watch so many games, and sometimes you can just forget. Some people make statements sometimes, and they say it with so much confidence that it makes them believe it. But Ovie, do you believe in this statement that Lakers will not even make the play-in at this moment in time?
The Lakers are done, guys. It's over with. The Lakers are done.
I love this game.
Hey. With all due respect, the circus is coming to a close. The circus is leaving town. It's over. It's done. They're gonna, hopefully they can figure something out in the offseason. I don't know how much they can realistically do, but look, LeBron James is injured. These guys, they have a pretty tough stretch coming up. It doesn't get easier. New Orleans Pelicans, which probably should have been one of the games that they should have looked to take care of. They just lost to those guys. They got to play them again. They got to deal with Jokic. They got to deal with Memphis. It's rough for them. It's rough for them. They're definitely not going to get a win in Phoenix. Golden State, I feel like that's always beef. Lakers are just going downhill. Golden State haven't been hot lately, but I still feel like I can pick anyone over the Lakers right now. I secretly think these guys are ready for the season to come to a close, especially LeBron James. He can try and be professional as long as he wants. Russell Westbrook, I feel like it's worn on him. Just the whole organization, I really feel like they're ready for this whole thing to be done. regardless of what they might say, we're dangerous in the playoffs. But it's all nonsense. It's a facade. They're done. The Lakers are done.
I mean,
Oh wait, no, I've got the perfect tea for you. I've got the perfect tea for you, Mo. I've got the perfect tea.
Go on.
But the return, the grand return of Anthony Davis is still the trump card. So I just want to know from your perspective, the return.
This is where I was going to go.
Of
we have
generational player. Let's not get confused. Top 75 player in NBA history.
Allegedly.
A contender every year for Defensive Player of the Year. Still is to return for the Lakers. Straight face and all. Do you see the Lakers making the play?
Now, Jaydee, you know, the Lakers making a play depends on two things. Is number one, LeBron James going Super Saiyan like we've seen him do in the past when he's had to carry teams. But that doesn't look too good considering he left the last game on crutches, is now doubtful for tonight's game against Mavericks, and it's looking like he's not even going to be very healthy to close out the season, which is a huge shame. The other factor, as you alluded to, is the allegedly top 75 player, Anthony Davis, making his return to the team and the impact that he'll have. But it might be too little, too late, because can we get the standings back up, the fixture list for the Lakers' remaining schedule? Can we get that back up on the screen? Is it possible that we just have a look at this? Because the Lakers and the Spurs, right, who are contending for this 8th seed, the Pelicans, I think, will take the 9th seed. So the Spurs, they're just half a game behind the Lakers right now. If the Lakers lose tonight in Dallas, the Spurs will move to 10th, okay? The Lakers and the Spurs split their season series 2-2, and the Spurs win the tiebreaker because they've got a better conference record, 21-24, rather than 16-28. So the Lakers, looking at these teams here, have the toughest schedule. Of their final 8 games, 6 of them are against top 6 Western Conference teams, and 5 of them are on the road. Their game against the New Orleans Pelicans is at home, but the New Orleans Pelicans have a rest advantage, as in they're getting more time to rest before they suit up for that game than the Los Angeles Lakers do. So the scheduling of the NBA may lead to the Los Angeles Lakers finishing in 11th place in the Western Conference, which gets even more hilarious for people who aren't Laker fans, because that means their draft pick ends up in the draft lottery, and they give the draft pick to guess who? The New Orleans Pelicans, who you gave all your draft picks to get Anthony Davis to go and win you championships. Because this is the player that was being said, all right, LeBron's getting old, AD's going to carry the team. LeBron's getting old, it's going to be AD's team next. But what I've seen this year is the Lakers asking a 37-year-old man to carry the scoring load every night. He's having to average 30 points a game just to try and keep them in the 10th seed.
You know what, JD, I just asked one question. Someone said the Lakers
one question.
were going to win the championship. That's all I asked was one question. You know, and well, I think it's obvious what's going to happen here, JD. I think JD, look, as the voice of reason, JD, take us home, JD. Take us home, JD.
All right, look, 8:30, Arena and YouTube. That's all I'll tell man and say. Sky Sports Arena, Sky Sports YouTube, 8:30. And for the Lakers fans, I will just turn around and say to you, this might be the last time you see a primetime breakdown in terms of in studio of the LA Lakers. So make sure you're there to enjoy it. I'm going to bring my best because Hollywood's had its moment this week. So let's make sure we crown it off perfectly with the highlight moment of it all, which is, of course, the LA Lakers.